What's up everybody, Kaiser isn't there? Welcome back to another video. And you've probably seen the news last night that came out last night. Bray Wyatt released by the WWE. My mind is blown. Um, I know that we have been cutting a lot of talent recently. Bray isn't the first person to get released this year. There've been a couple of releases, but this is probably the most shocking. Braun Strowman all was surprising, but Bray is just even more surprising to me. I've been a big fan of Bray literally since he came in as in the NXT. Actually, I even liked him back as Husky Harris when he was in the Nexus and the game show series of NXT. I think he was on season 2 of NXT. And yeah, this is very surprising. It was, from what I've read online, it was your typical budget cut reasons. And I know Bray hasn't been on TV because since WrestleMania. I'm not sure the exact reasonings behind that. There's been speculation online that I don't really want to get into because I don't know the real reasons why he was off of TV. But yeah, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, is gone. Yeah. As I said, very surprised at this typical budget cut reasoning. But Bray is one of the top merchandise makers in the last couple of years. I believe he was the top merchandise seller in 2019. I believe he's in the top 5 for 2020. And you gotta believe he would have been high up there this year as well. But yeah, that's why one of the biggest reasons. If you're cutting someone from budget cut reasonings, why would you cut one of your top earners in terms of merchandise and stuff like that? There's a lot of merchandise you could do with the Fiend character. You've the masks, the shirts, the puppets. There's a lot of things that you can do. And yeah, so I'm just very surprised to see Bray gone. Very interested to see if Bray continues wrestling or where does he go? Because as I said, I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. I have been for a long time. Whether it's as the Wyatt family leader or whether it's as the Fiend, Bray, just a great character, so unique, and you gotta believe he'll be a big asset wherever he goes. He's a guy that should have been a main event guy, a solidified main event guy. I know he had a couple of runs as Universal Champion as the Fiend. He had a run going into after Elimination Chamber 1 year, going into WrestleMania against Randy as World WWE Champion. So he's had his moments, but he's always a guy that whenever he did get that momentum behind him, whenever he did come up with this character and do something where he could have been a solidified main event guy, a solidified world champion, there's just something that WWE would just cut the momentum from him then with poor booking. So yeah, very surprised to see his go. The Fiend go, Bray Wyatt go. Very interested to see if he shows up anywhere. Probably after his 90 days or whatever is up. Yeah, I seen Braun Strowman post a pic saying that he's waiting for them. So we could see a Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt reunion somewhere. Very interesting to see where Bray goes, what Bray does. I don't know what to say because I did not see this coming. I'm honestly shocked. And this is probably the most surprising release they've ever done, or at least in recent times. As I said, Braun earlier this year was another one that was shocking, but Bray is another one that's even more shocking. And I know I said earlier he's been off TV since WrestleMania, and from what I've been reading, he was planning to come back next month. There were plans for him to return. He was getting ready for return next month. So you gotta wonder what changed there. Why? If he thought he was coming back next month, obviously we might have had plans. What were those plans? What changed? Why did they end up deciding to release Bray? Bray is a guy that should have been in the main event scene. The Fiend character when that first came out, over, the Wyatt family, over. Everything Bray has done has been over. And kind of very interested to see what happens with the Alexa Bliss character, because that was kind of developed from Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. Do they keep going with that? Do they change it back? And I don't hate the current Alexa Bliss character, but I don't think it got over to the levels where the Fiend was over. And you know, like Mickey James put out a good tweet basically saying he came up with this good idea, they put it on someone else and said, "See you later." That's just summing up her tweet. But yeah, she did put out a very interesting tweet, and like she said, it's nothing against Alexa Bliss, but you know, like Bray came up with this character, and now they're making money off it, giving it to someone else and letting him go. It's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on because, as I said, I'm kind of speechless. I'm kind of just going over my like I don't know what else to say. Like, very surprised by this decision, and yeah, Bray Wyatt gone from WWE. Interesting to see. As I said, does he continue wrestling, and if he does, where does he show up? Yeah. So that is it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, Bray Wyatt released. Very, very surprised.